Hey guys, welcome back to 9 to 5 Gamers, and today is Top 10 Tuesday, and for the month of December, we are doing my top 10 gifts to buy for your friends. And so we're going to go ahead and get into that top 10, but before we do, I just wanted to put out two things. Number one, we hit 10,000 subscribers. I am super excited, so thank you guys so much for the 10,000 subs. Giving away 2 copies of Ready, Set, Bet. One is going to go to my members, so if you're a member, you're going to have exclusive access to win your own copy, and then this one will go to my subscribers. So if you are a subscriber, you can be entered to win. All you have to do in the comment section is write Ready, Set, Bet. Okay, write Ready, Set, Bet in the comment section, and don't forget in the comment section to let me know some ideas for this top 10. But Ready, Set, Bet, write it in the comments section, and everybody who writes that in the comments will go ahead and be entered to win a copy. And if you want to up your chances of winning, become a member. It's super inexpensive. I was gonna say super expensive. It's $3 a month, bare minimum. You can also give 5 or 10, but that's up to you and what you can afford. And it'll up your chances of getting the membership one, which is usually only a few people who are entered to win that contest. It's only for the United States. We're not going international with it, so check that out. Second thing I want you guys to check out is this campaign for Kickstarter for Holotype Mesozoic Europe. I just got this copy in. I got my review copy of the expansion for Holotype. I love Holotype. Holotype is in a fantastic game. This expansion, my review is coming out. It's going to come out in a little while. I got this kind of late, and the expansion, the Kickstarter is almost over. You got 5 or 6 days left. This expansion, if you already have Holotype, is only $20, and it's super inexpensive. If you want the whole thing, I think it's only like $60 for the whole game, and that's super good for like an all-in kind of thing. So I highly recommend you get yourself a copy. This expansion made my silver lunchbox go up to a golden lunchbox for Holotype. Holotype has now entered into the golden lunchbox zone, but that review is coming out in a little bit. But I wanted to go ahead and say, please go and buy this game. Support this company. They have made an amazing product. They did not pay me to say this, okay? I told you guys I don't want money from companies to pay me to say that their games are great when they're not. This is my honest and true opinion. This just made a great game even better, and this expansion is super inexpensive. This is probably one of the best bangs for your buck you're going to get on Kickstarter right now. So please, please, please go check this game out. Go buy it. Tell them 9 to 5 Gamers sent you, because this game is incredible. This expansion's great, and I can't wait to get that video out. But anyways, without further ado, oh my gosh, I'm like out of breath. Let's get into today's top 10. Today's top 10 is top 10 stocking stuffers. So what kind of games are these? These are games that are going to fit in a stocking. I think more or less they will. But these are just, you know, if you have a gamer or somebody who likes games and you want something that they could fit inside of a stocking, these are great stocking stuffer games. So here's the thing that I want to emphasize. Some people will ask and say, hey, I have a non-gamer friend who I want to get into gaming. What game should I get them? No games. Get them what they want for Christmas. Don't force your hobby on somebody else. And I'm all for including people into the hobby and getting people into the hobby, but I think the way you do that is by having them come over the house and play games at your house. And then eventually there'll be a game that they want to buy. They're like, I really like this game. I would like to buy it. Here, you can have my copy. Oh, that's awesome. And now we can play at home. And you know what? I really like this game. Is there any game like it? And that's how you get them into the hobby. Don't buy board games for people who are not board gamers. Like, that's a bad gift, okay? So you may disagree with me about that, but I just don't think that that's nice or fair, especially around the holidays when you're getting a gift for somebody and you want to show them that you appreciate them. Don't get them something you like, right? It's like getting somebody like a shirt that doesn't fit them and you're like, oh man, I'm sorry, did I get it a size too big? Oh, I'm so sorry. You know what? I'll take it. And then you go and wear it. Like, that's kind of what's going to end up happening. So anyway, but these are small games that you can fit in the stockings, and let's get into it. So first and foremost, look, get this game. This game is fantastic. I almost forgot the name of it. Actually, I did forget the name of it. What in the world? Love Letter. Go out and buy yourself a copy of Love Letter. They have this in different versions too. They have a Marvel Love Letter. They have a Star Wars Love Letter. So if you have somebody who has a specific IP that they really like, you can do that. And there's this game is really good, just the base game of it. Such a fun little card game, super easy to play. I think your turn is you draw a card, then you play a card face up in front of you, and then just read what the ability does and then enact the ability. And then the last person left standing is the winner, or the person who at the end of the game had the princess card in their hand or the highest numbered card. It's such a simple game and it's super easy. I highly recommend this as a stocking stuffer. Another good one is Coup. You can try that one out. But this, I definitely like Love Letter a lot better. Love Letter's fantastic. Another great stocking stuffer is Sea Salt and Paper. Sea Salt and Paper is such an interesting game. I don't even know where to put this thing. Oh, over here, it's so tiny. Sea Salt and Paper is an interesting game, and where all of the cards have origami, like actual origami artwork on them. But it's such a cool little game where you're trying to play out cards in front of you. I don't know exactly how to describe how you win or play this game, but I know that it was getting a lot of hype and a lot of buzz recently. It is a very, very good game, and it fits into a stocking, and I think it's inexpensive. That's the thing I like about all these games. A lot of these games are going to run you less than $15. And Sea Salt and Paper happens to be one of those that's super cheap. Another great game, that endless fun, Taco Cat Goat Cheese Pizza. I talk about this game a lot on the channel because it's really, really good. Just this past holiday, we were playing in Thanksgiving. We were celebrating Thanksgiving at my parents' house, and they broke this game out. And it was funny too because I wasn't teaching the game. I was teaching a game to somebody, and a friend of mine just went and grabbed it out of my my big board game bag and started playing it with a whole bunch of people, and he taught them, and I was so impressed. I was like, hey, look at that. They already know how to play. It's super easy. You're just playing out cards and saying the words, and then when the word matches the card, you slap your hand on top of the card. Last person to slap their hand in the center gets to take the whole entire stack of cards. Super fun. Guarantee you guys are going to have a blast if you play that. Another really cool card game that I really like is Scout. Scout is a fantastic card game. If you've ever played Phase 10, it feels a lot like Phase 10, but instead of organizing your hands and having a card that tells you what you need to get, your hand is automatically in the order that you receive it. Like, you can't reorganize it, and you have to try to play out runs and sets in order to beat other people's runs and sets. Super simple. It's at first, when you're reading the rules, it can seem a bit complicated, but it's really not a complicated game. It's very easy, and once you get the hang of it, it's super, super fun, and it's super cheap. Scout, amazing game. And some more stocking stuffer games that are pretty cheap if you can find them are any of the Button Shy games. There's a lot of great Button Shy games. 3 that I recommend is Skulls of Sedlec. You can play this with 2 to 3 players, I believe, and it's a really, really fun game where you're building a little pyramid of skulls, and those skulls are different, like, members of society, but they interact with each other. So if you're a criminal, you want to be next to a priest to be absolved, and if you are a lover, you want to be next to another lover so that you guys can score points. So it's really cool. I like Skulls of Sedlec. Rove, if you like to play solo, is a solo only game where you are basically, it's like Wall-E, but if Wall-E was one of those little square puzzles where you have to slide things, but you use cards to do it instead. All of these games are just card games that are really, really fun. Sprawlopolis, where you build your little city, but you have to build it up to certain specifications, and there's certain rules of placing things. Sprawlopolis is fantastic, and then you get these little, you can play this by yourself, you can play it with other people, it's got drafting. This is a really great game, and these Button Shy games, $15 or less, really, really good. Another great stocking stuffer, if you know somebody who likes deck building games, is Star Realms. Star Realms is just a great deck building game. It's a classic. It's a very simple deck builder. It's not a more complicated one. There's no worker placement or anything other mechanics. It's just pure deck building. But it's so much fun because you're fighting this other person. It's a duel head-to-head 1v1. Another good version is Hero Realms. Did I say that right? Hero Realms. Hero Realms is a little bit bigger. Star Realms comes in this small little pack, so you can fit this into a stocking. Hero Realms is a little bigger, so if it's a bigger stocking, you might be able to fit it in there. Another great game. You can get this anywhere, and again, a lot of these games you might have to find at a hobby store, but some of these you can actually find at Target, which I would say the Taco Cat Goat Cheese Pizza and and Love Letter you can find at Target. You could also find Quicks at Target. I believe you can find it at Walmart as well. But Quicks is amazing. I think they made a couple of games. Game Right made a couple of games in this style, but this happens to be my favorite and I think the best one. And Quicks is just a dice rolling game. You roll 2 dice and you're allowed to, or you're rolling more dice than that. You're rolling a whole bunch of dice. The 2 white dice, you add them together, and then that's the number that you can take, I believe. And then if you are the one rolling the dice, there are some colored dice, and you are allowed to use any of those colored dice and mark off a color. And then you pick which color you want to use, and it's just really, really easy, really, really fun. You're just rolling dice, pass it to the next player. You mark off a thing on your little sheet, and you're marking off numbers, and whoever can mark off, I think, like the most numbers without skipping, because once you go forward, you can't go backwards. So if I take the 5, I can't go back and take the 4 if I had skipped over it previously. Quicks is a really easy game. It's fast, and cool thing is they have the app for it, so you can actually just do it electronically, which is really cool. Another great game you can get at Target is a game called Skull King. Skull King is if you know that people like trick taking. So, if you have any family members that play spades and they say, hey, look, I know how to play spades, that's a trick taking game. If they played any other trick taking game, Skull King happens to be like one of my favorite trick taking games of all time, just because it's so silly. You have to, chant yo ho ho, and then bet how many tricks you're going to win that round. And if you get that many, you get like 20 points for each trick that you said you were going to win if you get it. If not, you get negative points. And then you could even say, I'm going to win 0 tricks, and then you get 10 points for the round that you're on. So if you're on round 6, you can get like 60 points. So it's pretty interesting. And then it's got a rock, paper, scissor mechanic for pirates, the Skull King, and mermaids, and they all have like a thing that they all beat each other and stuff. It's super fun. And there's a recipe for a pie, and I'm going to say that every single time I talk about Skull King, because there is a pie recipe in there. And those are some great games. A couple of these you can get at Target, Walmart. Some of these are probably not going to find it at Target. Oh, here's another one you can find at Target. That is Fox in the Forest. So if you know a person who is a 2-player, like a couple, or somebody who's only has 2 people that they play with, Fox in the Forest is a great 1v1 trick-taking game where you play one against the other, and it's really, really fun the way that they did the trick-taking in here. You have like a trump suit that gets laid out, and then all of the cards have like abilities on them. It kind of reminds me of Love Letter as a trick-taking game. It's pretty interesting the way this game works, and I love all of the different combos and the different things, not combos, but just the different things you can do in this game with the different abilities and stuff like that. Fox in the Forest is really good. If they're not very competitive and they don't like competitive games, there's a cooperative version called Fox in the Forest Duet that you can also pick up, which is really, really fun as well. But Fox in the Forest, fantastic game that you can find at Target. The next 2 you cannot find at Target. You probably have to find this like in a game store if you have a friendly local game store. But Splitto is a very interesting card game. Plays with a high player count for 3 to 8. I should have said that about a couple of these other ones. Skull King plays with 8 players. I think the one where you put your hand in the center. Oh my gosh, Taco Cat Goat Cheese Pizza. You could play that with a ton of people. I don't even think there's really a limit to it. Or maybe I think it's like 8. And then Love Letter you can play with 6. So some of these play with pretty high player counts. Splitto plays with 8, and Splitto is such an interesting game. Like, it was, for me, it kind of grew on me as I got to play it a little bit more. But basically, everybody is gonna have like a card in between them, or like a pile of cards in between them, and you're gonna be playing cards into your left pile or your right pile. And so there are gonna be goals that get played, and you want to try to accomplish those goals between you and the players next to you. But then you're trying to convince people too, because you're like, yo, side with me, bro. We'll get like 8 points if we do this, man. This is a lot of points. It's better than going to your right. If you go to your right, this and that is going to happen. And it gets really interesting the longer the game goes on. But Splitto is really interesting because you're trying to fulfill goals in between you and the player to the right and to the left, and you're trying to convince them not to meet the goals on the other side, and so it's like, no, stay on this side of the map over here. And it's really, really interesting. I really like Splitto. I think it's a very fun card game, and it's not super long. It doesn't take a tremendous amount of time, and it's super cheap. You can find it pretty cheap if you ever find it in the stores. I think you can get it like on Amazon, stuff like that, which I think the vast majority of these you can. Too bad it's too late for Cyber Monday. This is Top 10 Tuesday, not Top 10 Monday. So anyways, last one, AirLand and Sea. Doesn't have to be this one, but I just think that this one is a little bit better because of the artwork. The artwork and the design of like the different AirLand and Sea cards. Dude, this game has 18 battle cards in it. And with 18 cards, let me tell you something. I have gotten so much play out of 18 cards, it's ridiculous. I will always say that AirLand and Sea is just such a great game. There's a regular version of it that's just, military. Kind of boring theme-wise. This theme is just anthropomorphic animals. Cute, more vibrant. The other one's a little more stale, just kind of like military colors, plain. This one's a little bit better. So if they are more of a military person, you might just want to get the regular one. And there's also an expansion to this called Flies, Lies, and Supplies, which I think is standalone, but you can add it to this to enhance the gameplay. But man, this game, the amount of stuff you can do with just those 18 cards is really fun. You've got 3 theaters of war. Honestly, if you want to know how the game plays, if you've ever played Marvel Snap, it's legitimately just this game, which I've been shocked about that because I saw Marvel Snap and I'm like, how did they just take AirLand and Sea and make a digital version and just get away with it? Like, it is almost identical to this game. It's 3 theaters of war, and then you're playing cards into each theater, and then some cards will let you switch cards to other side. I think this game does it very well, and it's super fun to play against another person. But if you don't want to play, if you want a free version of this, just play Marvel Snap. It's literally the same game, but it's amazing stocking stuffer. Look how big it is. It's tiny. It should fit right into a stocking. I'm gonna make sure. Hold on a second. Maybe I should have had this stocking ready. So, yep, it fits. So this is a pretty decent size stocking, right? So, boom. See, you can fit a few of these games in the stocking. So maybe not that many, but you could do Scout in there, like that. And that is my stocking stuffer video. So if you're looking for great stocking stuffer games, I highly recommend these. And there's some other great ones out there. As a matter of fact, if you are looking for some more ideas, look in the comments section, because everybody, I want you to comment. What do you think would be the best stocking stuffer board game that you can fit into a stocking, maybe this size? So in the comments section, tell other people what they can buy for stocking stuffers. Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget, Ready, Set, Bet, giving out 2 copies of this, running this contest for the next 2 weeks. And I'm going to try to be on top of that more. Maybe I can get this game shipped out, and maybe it can get to you before Christmas. So I want to run this contest for a very short amount of time. So Ready, Set, Bet contest, and I'm going to do another video just to make sure that we promote that. So anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and become a member if you're feeling generous. Love you guys. Happy Christmas, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. See you guys later.